everybody! Welcome to another week of Makers Monday. I am Anastasia Radloff, aka Stampin' Blondie, and I'm joining you here live for step-by-step crafting. I'm joining you from the beautiful and warm, sunny Tucson, Arizona. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. Now let me just jump on here to see that I am live. If you are watching, make sure to comment, say hi, so I know that you're watching me live here today. It's always fun to see where everybody is joining me from each week. If you're watching this via replay on YouTube or here on Facebook, just comment, say hi, let me know that you were able to watch this later. It looks like I'm live. Cindy's watching. Hi, Cindy. I hope you all had a great weekend. I took some time off on Friday to be able to spend with my husband as he had a day off, and I just spent some time around the house and it was really fun. Now, what was awesome is that on Thursday, my pre-order from the new annual catalog got delivered. I was so excited. I did an unboxing video, so if you missed that last Thursday, make sure to tune in. You can see all the new in-color products, some fun new stamp sets and designer series paper, embellishments, ribbon, and more. I can't wait to be able to debut my next class with you in May with these new products, and it's really going to be exciting. Now, hi, it looks like everybody is watching, so hello everybody. Hi Cindy, hi Linda, hi Carol, thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and swap the camera so we can go ahead and get on with some quick announcements before I jump right into our fun projects for today. So let's go ahead and switch the camera. So thank you everybody for watching. Looks like we've got some fun people joining me live here today. So the first announcement that I have is each week I host a prize patrol. Sorry, can't talk today. Prize patrol. So what exactly is prize patrol? So each week I have a product of the week that I showcase. That is our prize patrol. Now last week I did some really fun rainbow themed projects with some retiring items, and our product was the rainbow glimmer paper. I love this. Not only is it bright and bold, but the glimmer on it is not gonna come off on your hands or your projects. Now, I have no loose glitter in my craft room, so being able to have this glimmer paper that doesn't flake off and get on my husband's military uniforms is perfect for me. So last week, our winner of our prize patrol was Kay. I think it's a Weir. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it. So she shared my video and received the prize patrol for last week. So all you have to do is share this video and comment, let me know that you shared. Sometimes Facebook is a little finicky and doesn't always let me know when somebody shares. So make sure to share this video. This week's prize patrol is the pastel pearls. Now these items are a hot commodity from the January through June mini catalog, and I'm gonna use them on our projects today. They're so pretty, and I was surprised when I opened these that there's actually a hidden color back here. So when I show you that, it'll be really fun. So pastel pearls are our prize patrol for this week. All you have to do is share this video to be entered into prize patrol. So if you really want a package of these pastel pearls, make sure to enter prize patrol. Lots of P's there today. All right, let me move this off to the side. I got a lot of stuff on my desk here for us to work on today. Next up, my spring Stampin' Bingo. Stampin' Bingo is my customer's #1 favorite event that I host, and I do it 4 times a year now. So spring Stampin' Bingo, the deadline to register for this is this coming Saturday. Now after this video ends, I'll post the details on how to register for it, but we have 2 in-person nights, or day and night, and then Sunday is our virtual event. So Friday, I just opened this up. That's Friday, April 23rd at 6:30 p.m. if you're here in Tucson to join me. Now, That event is because my Saturday, April 24th event is sold out. So if you are wanting to attend the Saturday event, unfortunately that's sold out. I capped it at 10 because of COVID restrictions, but I opened up a Friday evening at 6:30. Now, if you're not local to Tucson, my Sunday Stampin' Bingo is virtual via Zoom, and there is no limit to how many people can RSVP for that event. So we do 7 rounds of bingo, we do 6 regular rounds, and 1 grand prize round, all with new product coming from the catalog. We have some fun games and prizes in between our bingo rounds, and then we will make and take projects featuring the Springtime Joy stamp set. So actually the stamp set that I am using for Makers Monday today is included in Spring Stampin' Bingo's registration. Now, if you already have this stamp set and you still want to come to Stampin' Bingo, I offer product replacement for this. So just reach out to me and let me know that you're interested, but that you already have this set. You'll need this to create our projects for bingo, but it is so much fun. I have a great time during Stampin' Bingo. We always have fun prizes. So if you're interested in signing up, no matter where you live in the States, anybody can play Stampin' Bingo. Deadline to register again is this coming Saturday, and the registration details will be posted in the link in the description of this video once this video ends. So Spring Bingo, so much fun. I love it. It's a blast. And you get the prize, the stamp set that I'm going to use for Makers Monday today. All right, so speaking of some new fun things, I've got a copy of the new catalog. So all my cases of catalogs will be delivered tomorrow, and then I'll have to get some packaging up for everybody, but these will be shipping out towards the end of this month. Now, if you are a customer with me and have placed an order within the last 6 months, I will be sending you a copy of the annual catalog. If you are not currently working with a demonstrator and you would like a copy of the catalog, the description of this video will have a link that you can go to request a copy of your own. Now, there are some really beautiful products coming to this catalog. Now, no, the catalog does not come spiral bound. It's something that I do for myself each year to be able to lay it flat. I did this at my local FedEx store. It was about $8. But this is something I do every year. So the catalog does not come spiral bound, but there are some really fun products in here. Now, I can't show you the inside of the catalog just yet, but you can see these beautiful products on the front cover here, and this is going to be so much fun. I've already got my May class planned out, and it's going to be featuring new product called Hand Penned, and it is going to be a lot of fun. So you'll definitely want to check that out. If you don't have a demonstrator and you're not working with one and you'd like a copy and you haven't placed an order with me in the last 6 months, make sure to check back for the link in the description of this video to reserve your copy. So new catalog coming May 4th is when this starts. All right, our 2 projects today. We are featuring, like I mentioned, the Springtime Joy stamp set. This is actually from the January through June mini catalog, so we have a few months left to work with this stamp set. Even though this has an Easter sentiment, this is very much spring and still able to be used to create projects for spring. So today I'm featuring these 2 projects, and this one is really fun. This is called a tri-fold card, and I'm excited to show you this. I had never made one of these before, so it's really fun to create this tri-fold card. It stands up, and it has different cascading layers to it. And when it opens, you have space here to be able to write this to a little message to somebody if you want to gift that to them. All right, so we are going to start actually with this project first here today. And if you are new or never watched before, as a reminder, I always provide a free PDF for all the products that I used today. It has the item number, the name, the price. Now you see some of these items on here are highlighted. These are items that are on our last chance retiring list. Now these items are all while supplies last. So if you are wanting to purchase any of those products that I highlight today, I highly suggest you place that order as soon as possible, and you can use host code right here for April, and I'll send you a little goodies in the mail. So we have some retiring items that are going to be on our products today, but I will point those out as I work along with you. All right, this is our first project that I am going to be featuring. Let me make sure I get it in the shot. There you go. So this features the Scripty 3D embossing folder. So this is actually on the retiring list. We're gonna do some vellum work and really make this a fun springtime card. So let me get my tote of tools over here today. We've got a piece of Highland Heather cardstock, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11. So a traditional sheet of 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock that I've cut down the middle, and this is going to be an easel card for us today. I have a piece of Seaside Spray cardstock. Now, unfortunately, this is one of the colors that is retired. The cardstock sold out. I had already completed my project and then it sold out. So unfortunately, Seaside Spray is sold out, but Balmy Blue would be a great substitute for this as well. And this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/8, my traditional mat size. Now, a piece of vellum cardstock. If you've never worked with vellum before, it is a semi-opaque, very thin piece of paper that looks gorgeous when it is embossed. So this is cut to 3 1/2 by 4 7/8, so just a little bit smaller than our mat size here. I'm also using the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. This is a really pretty springtime paper. A layering circles die cut with Highland Heather cardstock. This is not retiring, but unfortunately our stitched shape dies are. So this is a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is a great beginner die set for anybody who's wanting to get into die cutting. It comes with circles, squares, and ovals, and when I was shocked to see these on the retiring list. So if you don't have those, I highly suggest you get them. They're perfect for a variety of cards. All right, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna emboss my piece of vellum cardstock. This is the Scripty 3D embossing folder, and actually the words on this are vertical. So I wanna make sure that my paper is actually horizontal in the embossing folder. I'm gonna line it up with this black line here. This is perfect for ensuring that your embossing folders are straight. And because this is a wider embossing folder, we are going to use our Big Boss, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Now with this, we have our #1 platform. So all the platforms and plates are all numbered so you know which ones to use. We've got our #1, and we're gonna be using our 3D embossing folder. So we have plate 1, our base 1, and plate 4. So here's our plate 4, all numbered for you. We're gonna put our platform down first. Embossing folder, hinge side going in first. So we're gonna put hinge down, and then our plate. And we're gonna run it through our machine to emboss that vellum. There we go. This is a heavy machine, but it is heavy duty, and it's really great. If you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I highly suggest you get one. All right, so we've got our piece of vellum. Now you may see it's curled because it went through the rollers for the machine. Quick and easy thing, all you have to do is kind of rework it the opposite direction. Now some of the embossing folders can be really harsh on vellum. It can cut it and it cracks it. So you just want to be careful. See, I've already got a little bit of a tear there, so you just want to be very careful with it. And a trick with vellum, if you were to adhere this to your cardstock with just tape runner or liquid glue, the adhesive would show through. So we're gonna use our silicone mat here and some of our Tombow liquid glue. I'm gonna put my glue right onto my silicone mat. You don't need a lot here. So I was using this last night and there we go. Probably goobed out too much. There we go. So I have got a Stampin' sponge here that I have cut into 6. This is a round sponge. These are on the retiring list too, unfortunately. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Stampin' sponge and just dab it into my Tombow liquid glue, and I'm just gonna tap around lightly around the edge of my vellum. This is gonna make my vellum tacky. I don't wanna oversaturate it with adhesive, just a little bit to make it have some stick to the cardstock, but not enough adhesive where it's gonna show through. So it's got just a little bit of tackiness. I keep one Stampin' sponge just for using it with liquid glue. That's it. I don't use it for anything else. I don't want to put it in my ink pads, but just a little bit of that will make it stick to our Seaside Spray cardstock, and none of the adhesive will show through. So there you go. The perfect way to adhere vellum to your cardstock. Just a quick tip for you guys out there. We're gonna use our Stampin' seal on the back of that and adhere that to our card base. Just regular Stampin' seal, not the plus. We're not doing any heavy duty projects today where we need that to stick. And then we can stick our piece of Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper to our card base as well. And we're gonna put that about a quarter of the way to the bottom down there. All right, let's go ahead and get started with our bunny piece. Let me make sure that's in frame so you guys can see that. So I added a little bit of pop of color behind our bunny here. So what I used is a Stampin' blending brush, and we're using Highland Heather. So I label my blending brushes so I know what color they go to. You can always rinse them out and wash them, let them air dry, and you can use them with other colors, but I like to keep my brushes towards the same colors. So I'm gonna bring back my silicone mat here because I want to show you a tip on how to use these. Because I don't want that color to be heavily saturated, I'm gonna rub it in a circle on my ink pad and just tap it really lightly on my silicone ink or silicone pad. This ensures that I'm not going to get a heavy bit of color right when I add it to my piece of cardstock. And we just want a little bit of pop of color behind our bunny. We don't want it too dark. So you just swirl it in your ink pad, tap it on a piece of paper, a silicone mat, whichever you have, and then you can swirl it right onto your cardstock and it will transfer that ink right onto there. These blending brushes are awesome. I have had a different company's kind before, and I really like the Stampin' Up! Ones. They're easy to wash out too. So, all right, we're gonna work on our bunny now. I've got a piece of scratch basic white cardstock. We're gonna color him in with Stampin' Blends. So we're gonna use our Memento ink, Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And just like I said, a scratch piece of basic white cardstock. For Stampin' Blends, I'm using 3 different colors today. We've got, but I'm only using one of the marker combo. So Stampin' Blends are alcohol-based markers. They come in a light and a dark combo pack, but I'm using light smoky slate, dark Seaside Spray, which is retiring on the retirement list, and light Highland Heather. Now I don't want to color my bunny all the way in. I just want to outline to give that appearance of color but not oversaturate it. I want it to kind of create a shadow along his outline and then just color that in. So it gives it the color, but it doesn't actually like color the whole thing in. You could have a gray rabbit if you'd like, but I just did the outline of it. The flowers on his crown I'm coloring in Highland Heather. And because I'm not doing any blending, I don't need to cover my workspace. So let me just in case. Stampin' Blends can bleed through your cardstock onto your workspace, so you want to make sure it's covered. And then the last bit here is my Seaside Spray. I'm just coloring in the little leaves on his crown there. Now, unfortunately, there aren't any dies to go with this, so we're gonna fussy cut him out. But the good thing is he is quite curvy and very easy to quickly cut out. Now, as you can see, while I fussy cut, I am moving my paper, but keeping my scissors in the same place. It's easier to get around those curves as you cut to move your paper and not your scissors. So I'm gonna quickly cut him out. Leanne, you like that embossing folder? I am sad that it's retiring. It's a great embossing folder because it is, it's not like really in your face with the embossing. It's good because you can use it on backgrounds and it's just kind of subtle back there. And I'm sad to see it go, but there's some new embossing folders that I'm excited about too. I'm sure I'll quickly forget about this one when the new ones come, but I'm gonna keep this one in my stash for personal crafting. All right, we've got our bunny cut out here, and we're gonna adhere our blended piece with the Highland. Oh, my watch is talking to me. So I've got my blended piece. I just adhered to that scallop circle from the layering circle dies. And I'm going to adhere this to my cardstock so now I can layer on my pieces. So we're gonna put that right in the middle. Can move this off to the side. For our bunny, we're gonna use Stampin' Dimensionals. Just 2 little dimensionals on here will make it pop. And that's gonna go right in the center. And our sentiment. So we've got the one that says Welcome Spring, and I'm using the classic label punch for this. This is on the retirement list as well. So a really great sentiment punch to have is leaving as well. Highland Heather cardstock, and I wanted my sentiment to really stick out. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape for my sentiment here. I think my husband's watching because I'm seeing a whole bunch of little hearts and thumbs up going on my Facebook, and he says he does that when he watches. So if you're watching, hi honey. He's still at work, but I think he's watching. It's always funny to see when he watches and pops on. All right, so we've got our Gorgeous Grape ink and my classic label punch, and I'm just going to punch that out. There. I always like to stamp and then punch so that I can see exactly where I'm punching and line everything up. And we're gonna take just a little bit of liquid glue and we're gonna put that right in the middle of our sentiment here. And yep, I was right, he's watching. So that's gonna go right in the middle there, like he's holding a little Welcome Spring sign. And then the pastel pearls, I had mentioned these are our prize patrol for the week. And look at that hidden Gorgeous Grape color right there. That was a surprise when I opened that up. I didn't know that was in the package, so I was excited. And I'm gonna use the Highland Heather pearls just to fill in the crown here for a little pop of shine and fun to this little shimmer and shine right there on his crown. And that is our first project today, featuring the Springtime Joy stamp set. I really like this background with the vellum, and it just sticks out, and I mean, that little bunny is so cute. I held off on getting this stamp set for a while, and when I decided I was gonna use it for Stampin' Bingo, you know, of course I had to have it for creating projects for this, but that is really fun. So here's our first project. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys like that one, especially the little pearls on the bunny, kind of like a little crown that he's wearing. So hope you guys like that one. Okay, let me just get a few things set up here that I am going to move in here. We're gonna work on that tri-fold card. So there's some fun things that I need to bring in for that. Make some room here. All right, so this is our second project that we're gonna create. This is the tri-fold card that I had showed you earlier. It stands up really pretty. Doesn't photograph so well laying flat, so I got to get a little creative with my photography yesterday. But for this project, I created a little template for you guys. So you will be able to follow along with this project. This will be uploaded to my website. Actually, it already is on there. But the details on that and how to get this will be in the description of this video once it's posted. So you will be able to follow along with this card measurement template that I created so that you guys can make this card at home as well. All right, okay. Our first thing that we need is a piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of old olive cardstock. And we are gonna trim that down to be 10.5 by 11. So just trim off a 1/2 inch of our cardstock here. Okay, now for that also, we're gonna bring in, I need this again, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. We're gonna bring in our scoreboard. If you have never used one of these before, this is a really nice tool to have. If you like to create 3D boxes or treat bags or any kind of 3D project, having the scoreboard really helps. It shows you 1/8 of an inch for being able to score your paper. And bringing in my measurements so I tell you the right thing. We're gonna score our paper at 3.5 and at 7 inches. Now I'm also going to flip my paper so it is vertical, and I'm gonna just do a little mark at the 2.25 piece on the top here, just a little notch. You don't have to do a full score line. So we just did a notch there, and we're gonna flip it completely over and do the same thing at 2 1/4. So 2 1/4 on both sides here. All right, we're done with our scoreboard. Now on the template, you can see here, this is going to be our cut line. So where we made those little notches with the 2 1/4, we're gonna take our trimmer and we're going to tilt our paper so that those little notches line up with our line on our trimmer. So you don't have to draw a line or anything on here. It's a little hard to do with the lights and the shadows, but there we go. Now the best part about this is when you cut it in half, you can create 2 of these out of 1 piece of cardstock. So you can create 2 tri-fold cards with 1 piece of cardstock. Okay. Now the best part about that is that you can use this second sheet as your template for cutting your designer series paper. Now I used a piece of basic white cardstock just so I can see it a little more clear, but I cut these to be the size of my panels here. Now what I did is this full half sheet that I had already cut, I trimmed at the score lines, so you have 3 different ones, and then I cut off a 1/4 inch on each side so that you get a matte area. You don't want to cut anything at the angle pieces. You just want to cut each of the 3 sides here to be able to cut the little matte pieces to go for that. So I've got a piece of the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. Now when I was making this, I need to make sure that my folds are gonna go the right way and I draw out my Designer Series paper the right way as well. So we fold in on that 1 score line and fold out on the last, so you have your tri-fold part. Now you could actually make this a pocket card at the same time. If you wanted to, you could glue the 3 sides, well 2 sides in this case, and then the 2 sides here. And this would be just a cute little pocket card that you could put, not this, but you know, straight pieces of paper in, or money. This would be a nice money card too. just another way that you can use this as a different project here. All right, so for this one, we need our designer series paper to go this way. So I'm just taking my little pattern and a pencil, and I'm gonna draw my lines on my designer series paper. Use that as a template. Now this piece in the middle, this one here, we want it to go that way. So we need our designer series paper to be cut this way. I almost had a little crisis when I was making this. I cut one the wrong way, but luckily it was the big one. So I could make that the small one and then cut another piece the opposite direction. So it all worked out. And then our big piece coming in here, this is gonna go the same direction as that little piece for the back. And then just trim these here. So the quickest and easiest way to cut these out is with our trimmer. So we're gonna bring that back in. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start and I'm gonna cut, I'm gonna do this a little upside down here, but I'm gonna cut a line all the way at the end. I'm gonna cut on each of our lines, and then I'm just going to hand trim. There we go. I have a lot of this designer series paper, but you guys can always just make a big cut to save some of the paper there. And then you can use your scissors. Let me get my big scissors out so it's a little easier. And then you can just trim, or you can use your trimmer to cut on those lines that you got there. I find with the angled though, it's easier just to hand cut than it is to try to line up a crooked line on the trimmer. I just wanted to do it once with the card base so that it's a lot easier. That's my tiny piece. Make sure I got these going the right way here. And then our big piece, just cut there. So we have our base there, our middle piece, grab the wrong one. Where did it go? Where's our middle piece? Did I cut it the wrong way? See? Cut it the wrong way. Let me make sure I just got it right here. Well, there's our tiny piece. And then our middle one. Oh, there we go. I just needed to trim the line up. Oh, that's upside down. We'll make another one. Here we go. Where are my templates? So our middle piece, there we go. We'll just do that. Make sure my paper is going the right way. See, even sometimes a pro needs a template and makes mistakes. There we go. So we're gonna cut that at an angle and cut straight across. See, like I said, sometimes it's quicker to use your scissors than it is the trimmer. Right, this is our front piece. Make sure I'm not getting all my pieces mixed up. And our middle, there we go. Get all those out of the way. And we're gonna glue those down. So I like to use tape runner here for these. Get that out of the way. And glue that there. Sometimes with this card you need to kind of, like you saw, I bent it the opposite direction just to have it lay flat in the places that I need it to as I work on it. And then our back piece here. This Hydrangea Hill paper is beautiful. I'm not too much of a floral person, but this paper grew on me, and the stamp set and the dies. All right, there we go. I got a little bit of a mark from my pencil, but because we use pencil, we can just erase off those score lines. So you'll want to use pencil when you do that. Come in here with my little desktop vacuum and get all those pencil erasings off. All right, I've got 3 circles of the Stitched Shapes dies, same size as our last project, and I'm gonna stamp 3 of the images from the stamp set onto that. We've got the lamb, the little chick, and the bunny. Get all that out here. And we're gonna color those in again with Stampin' Blends, and we're gonna use Wink of Stella on some key parts of that. So we've got our little chick here is gonna go in the middle of one, and then the tulips on either side. There we go. Gonna come in with that bunny that we used on our last project, and that's gonna go in another one of the circles. And then, now this lamb, it's a little big, so part of it will be cut off. I decided to cut off the parts of the leaves rather than his little feet. So I am just going to line that up where it's gonna cut off part of the leaves, because I think the feet are so cute. That's gotta be in the shot there. And there we go. So we've got our 3 different designs for the card, and just like our previous project, we're gonna color those in with our Stampin' Blends using highlighted coloring. So this is the light smoky slate, just like on the last project. I'm not coloring in the whole thing, just the outline, so it gives it the effect of the color without having to color in the whole thing. And I did do his paws here. And Highland Heather on the floral crown. Oh, bring in my Stampin' Blends protector again here. Cover my workspace so I don't bleed onto my tabletop. Now for these leaves, because my project has Old Olive in it, I did use, this is the dark Old Olive Stampin' Blend, and colored in the leaves there. For the duck one, I did the leaves in Old Olive. Same thing over here. Now you can see these images are very easy to color in. You don't have to be an expert to be able to color these in, and Stampin' Blends really makes it easy to be able to color those. Okay. And then for the chick, I used So Saffron Dark. The So Saffron's the light one is very light, so I wanted him to be able to stand out. And then Petal Pink, we are doing light Petal Pink on the flowers here. And I did little cheeks on the lamb in the light Petal Pink for that too. He's the front and center part of this, so I wanted his little pink cheeks to shine through. More key coloring on this here, and then around the face. This helps because you don't really have to take a lot of time to color, but just a little technique where you don't have to color the whole thing, and it still gives it that illusion that it's gray. Okay, there we go. And if you want, you can even color the grass green there and get really more into details. Oh, the crown. I did Highland Heather for this part again, there. And you can see some of those little green leaves on the edge. There we go. Okay, so for putting this together, what I did is I started from the bottom and worked my way up. Now I just added a little bit of the liquid glue on the back of these. You don't want to put glue on the whole thing. This is like clogged up. There we go. You don't want to put glue on the whole thing because it will glue it down. So just a little bit on there. And then you can close it and kind of put a clear block on it, and it'll give it a few seconds to adhere to each other. Oh, come on. Now this one, same thing, just a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom half. And we're gonna place that one here. And again, fold and clear block to hold it down. And then our last one in the back with our, I find it impressive you've memorized all these alliterative names. Well, I've been a demonstrator for, it'll be 11 years this year, and you know, I'm pretty good at knowing all these terms. Even our new ones I've got memorized already. Polished pink, pale papaya, so soft succulent, evening evergreen, and fresh freesia. So I've got them all memorized, so it's quite easy when you've been doing this for so long to know these colors. So we've got our trifold decorated, and then we just need to come in with our little sentiment and the pastel pearls. I have a piece of old olive cardstock. Now on my last project, I used a darker purple Gorgeous Grape on Highland Heather to really make that stand out. For this one, I'm using just tone-on-tone stamping for old olive on old olive paper. Same sentiment as our last project, Welcome Spring on here. And again, the classic label punch, which is on the retiring list. We're gonna use that to punch out our sentiment here. Here we go. That classic label punch is great because you can do some really fun decorations in the background with that too. I used mini dimensionals on the back of this one. It's very tiny width-wise. So these mini dimensionals work perfect to fit right on the back, and you can't even see them. So we got this here, and gonna put that right in the middle of our card at the base. And then to complete the project, we're bringing in the pastel pearls, and this time we're gonna use the Gorgeous Grape for our two pearls right here at the bottom on either side of the classic label punch. Now, it wouldn't be a Stampin' Blondie project without a little bit of bling. So Wink of Stella, if you are not familiar with what Wink of Stella is, it is an amazing glitter brush that you can use to spot glitter on your projects without having loose glitter in your craft room. So what I did on here, it may be kind of hard to see, but on each circle I highlighted a specific point that I wanted to add a little bit of shine to. So I did the flowers here in the crown of the lamb. Now with Wink of Stella, let me make sure I'm not gonna glop on my project. This one may be almost empty, but it's buildable. So if you don't like after the first layer of how much glitter and shine there is, you can always add more and build to it. So this second layer, I did that on the tulip leaves, or the tulip flowers, whatever you want to call that. And then at the top here, same thing, I did the little crown here with a little bit of glitter. Now I'm also going to add on the little pink cheeks that I did a little bit of spot glitter, just so when that hits the light, you'll be able to see a little bit of shimmer and shine. Now this project unfortunately will not fit in a regular envelope. So if you were to mail this to somebody, one of those long legal envelopes, you know, we get in the mail all the time with bills and stuff, it's like this big. This will fit into that, but a normal card size envelope will not fit this project. So let me know what you think of this this project today. This is called a tri-fold card. And don't forget, I created that template for you. So if you guys want to create this at home, the link to that will be posted in the description of this video once we finish today. So here are the two projects that we created featuring the Springtime Joy stamp set today. I hope you guys like them. Let me know which one is your favorite. I have to think this tri-fold one is definitely my favorite. It's kind of over the top, and I just want to like put it on a shelf. I don't even actually want to send it to anybody. I like it so much. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining me for another week of Makers Monday. Now, if you liked the Springtime Joy stamp set, make sure to register for Stampin' Bingo. Registration for that event ends this coming Saturday and actually includes the Springtime Joy stamp set. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you next week for another week of Makers Monday. Bye!